Hello everybody, back here again for another Idiot's Guide to Woodworking. And what I have here is just a really super quick, super simple way of making corner round shelves. I guess the guy could actually make this and flip it over and make it full circle, but making corner shelves with a rounded front is what I'm after. And what I've done here is I've got a cheap piece of particle board. I went ahead, these are actually solid wood little pieces, but I had some little chunks I cut off. And I squared them up so they're going to be square. And I got one on each edge, and the board can go as far as it wants. And back here at the corner is a screw that I've tied a string onto. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this camera up here, and I'll show you what it ends up turning out like, I guess, when I use it. And pretty much what happens is I just take the pin here. I got my string. That was as long or as short as you want. I made it way longer than it really needed to be. Take it, wrap it on your pin. At least I go 3 or 4 times. Doesn't really matter how many times. And the lower down to the pin it is, I find the more accurate of a circle I get. So what I can do is I can slide my piece of plywood up in here, make sure it's square in that corner, and it's going to be lined up directly with this screw. So when I come out here, as you can tell, I've clearly made this way too long. So I can just keep rotating, and you can watch the cap here. I spin that pin and pull the tail into that string, and it just keeps making that pin shorter and shorter until I find the shortest point, which will be right about here. Then I just want to hold the pins up straight, and I can make my circle. So end up with a nice big circle there. And if I want, I can go ahead and just spin that pin a few more times here and make it a little shorter. Then what we'll have is a smaller shelf, which I'll start over here this time. Prop it around, and you just keep screwing your pin in here, and it's going to keep getting shorter and shorter on you. And actually, I can take that back. I screwed that string up, so let's undo that. So I didn't pull my tail end piece away here. And we can pull that tail end piece away, and we can come all the way down. We can make this baby as short as we really want that to be. And I'm going to say I want to cut out a little tiny corner here, as you can see. So pretty much any size you want in between, from your big to your little. This string here is clearly way longer than I'm ever going to use, I'm sure, at this jig, but if I wanted to cut a corner out of a 4x8 sheet of plywood, I could definitely do that. And cheap pin, little piece of string I had laying around, and some scrap wood. So virtually, oh yeah, and one screw, which is 2 inches tall. You want to make sure your screw's at least taller than whatever plywood or whatever wood you're going to be making your circles on. You don't want your string getting caught on the wood. So can't get much cheaper than this. I went ahead and glued and just brad nailed this little block paint, little pieces back in the back to keep it straight. And so I've got, I don't know, a whole cent and a half in this thing, probably, I'm gonna guess, in nails and a screw. So that's all I've got going, and I'll talk to you guys some other time. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day, and happy woodworking. Hello, the last thing I forgot to remind you is make sure before you put this jig away, I'm going to go ahead and just wrap my string up, and that way I don't have to worry about it getting tangled and lost or whatever. I'll just wrap it around here a few times. Easy storage. And then I'll maybe put a little piece of tape around that to hold it in place. But the one thing you want to do is take somewhere on it, could be bottom, top, front, whatever, and write what this is. This right here is my corner, shelf maker. So, or I should call it a jig, I guess. So definitely corner shelf jig, write what it is. You'll be amazed at how, right now, clearly it's obvious, you know exactly what the heck that is. And then 6 months, 6 years, 16 years, however long it is for you ever need this jig again, you're gonna look at it and have no clue what the hell you've got. So I always do that. I also will usually with a big marker, or maybe in a spray paint can, I need to make a little template for it that just says save. I can just knock that paint on there real quick, and that way it's in big bold letters. I won't get in a big hurry, clean out the shop one of these days, and throw it in the burn pile. So little quick tip, every time you make a jig, mark what it's for. If it's for a bandsaw, for a drill press, whatever the heck it's for, put what it is, and what machine it works on, and also what you use it for. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day.